They have just released a version of Deep Slip that is a lot easier. 10 floors instead of 18. Every jump made a little bit easier, but you still gotta know ice. I finished Deep Slip in 92 hours, and I'm relatively confident I could do this first try. 26 minutes, the current record. Don't think I'm gonna beat that, but let's start. I put the I put the GPS tag on my car, guys, so I gotta live up to that. Hello and welcome to Chill Slip. A nice and chill way to enjoy Deep Slip. Okay, best of luck. So I'm gonna try to just drive this the way I usually do. I'm not gonna... Oh, see, that's already different. I'm not gonna change anything. Now, I am not going for the shortcut here, so let's see if they've made this any different. This is typically actually a place I fail a lot. Oh, and they have an extra support platform, okay. Would have been funny if I failed the first jump. Yeah, it would have been very funny. But no, I think we're not gonna like... Oh, I got a PB, look at that. Not gonna stress too much over a fall, but it would be fun to beat the first try. So, I'm guessing, by the way, after challenging you guys, you might use this as a reference video to try to beat the map yourself. If that's the case, then let me try to talk you guys through how to do some things. One thing I think beginners are gonna struggle with is the walls. Oh, they've added reactors. Uh-huh. Yeah, because usually you have to put the car nose up and ice slide, which is which is actually not what you want to do here with reactors. You want reactor down, and then you can just drive this as a wall ride. That's an interesting way to make this beginner friendly. And we make it. Did John, man, thank you for 5 subs. We make it to floor 1. Looks like you don't even have to do the ice slide spin here, but you might have to carry a bit of speed. Oh. Yeah, you might still have the speed check, honestly. I don't think they would have changed this. Yeah, this could be a bit hard. It's actually moved a bit closer. So far, I think it's relatively drivable. I haven't spotted anything incredibly difficult. Oh, look at this. Yeah, you get one platform there, so you have more speed. Less snow here. You should be able to... I mean, this was a horrible ice slide. Should I just go for it? Okay. Even a horrible ice slide makes it. And we can progress to the dirt ice flake. It has some support. So far, very relaxing map. No places to be stressed. It's still failable, of course, because what's carried me thus far is just general ice physics. Like starting an ice slide by setting up the car sideways, counter steering, and then braking to make it go sharper, or releasing the acceleration to cancel the slide entirely. So we set up the car sideways. Oh, there's no snow anymore. Dude, that's press forward now. Okay. No limits, no plateaus. Some classic bars. Join on time, awesome, you're welcome. Welcome, welcome. Floor 2, the skill check. I'm assuming they're gonna have reactors on the walls here again. Anything else? Oh, this is not a jump anymore. And thank God for that, I would have actually failed it if that was a jump. The gear up might still be cursed here. No, there's a platform to help you, so that is not a problem. Is this shallow dip? Essentially, yes. They call it chill slip, easy slip, whatever you want to call it. It's a version of the map where every trick is made easier. So, I would say if you have like you need a baseline ice knowledge, but the second you know how ice works, when you can make the car do what you have in mind on ice, you can probably beat this map. So far, only 6 finishers though, which I am surprised by. Like, guys, have you tried this map and was it harder than you thought? That jump is hard already. That jump is the same difficulty. Like, can we get some testimonials if you actually played Chill Slip so far? What did you think? You saw Birdie struggling? I of course have the advantage that I know every jump, but yeah, look at this wall here now, so you don't have to stress about going too far. Found it pretty hard. I rage quit and I suck. Which floor did you get to? Also, welcome all, yeah, welcome. Does it have the boom? It has floor 10, so it should have it, yeah. The bowl. Oh my god, I'm already forgetting what we called it. The bowl. A couple of days pass and suddenly, like, the events will blur in my mind, but... Though not really. Not really a blur, just filled my head this weekend with so many other things. Dimension. Guys, I had such a stupid weekend because we went to, like I said it at the beginning of the stream, I can retell a little bit in more detail. This weekend, I went to the island of Gotland, which is a Swedish-owned island just in the Eastern Sea. Now, because of its strategic military importance throughout history, so many different nations have tried to lay claim to it. It's been, like, the French have been there. Oh, this is blocked off. Yo, I almost got stuck. The French have been there, the Swedes have been there, I think some of the Baltic countries have been there, Russia's been there, like, it just has a lot of different cultural influences over the years. The architecture there is really fascinating, and it's like this old, like, it almost looks like a film set, the way it's made, the city. Because it's like, it's so different to how you make a city nowadays. But it was really fun to be there. But the reason we were there was not for architecture, it was strictly for partying. We made this one friend. It's actually crazy how this friendship started. My Norwegian friend, Nikolai, also used to work for me in the past, moved to Stockholm in February. And so to celebrate him and another Norwegian friend moving to Stockholm, we went out to a club. That night, one thing led to another, and he got punched in the face by a random guy, sucker punched. And then we were sitting there at the club, sort of waiting for police and waiting for... They caught the guy, so we were just waiting to explain the situation. And we're sitting in like one of the back rooms of the bar we went to, and this guy who like is a promoter and runs some nightclubs and stuff just walks in and is like, "What are you guys doing here?" And we told him the story, and then we chatted for a bit, and then it was like, "Yeah, you guys, you know, you should come with me and take shots at this other place." And that's how we got to know him. Just, "Oh, you got punched in the face? Let me get you a shot at this other place." But anyway, he's a promoter, so he also knew a lot of people that ran the clubs in Gotland. So, and he told us, "Oh, oi, 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 you can't do it that fast. Fall number 1, although I haven't failed, but, you know, fall number 1, the plastic didn't push me down." Okay, well, we're gonna have to drop down a bit, guys. Sorry about the washedness. Clearly washed. Jumping into the pool, that's 1 fall. Although, the main thing is that I don't fall off the tower, honestly. I'll be happy with that. But back to my story. Now we're invested. He knows a lot of people that run these clubs, so you just get in, no waiting time. It's actually a blessing. I've been telling Nico, like, the punch he took, absolute goated status. He takes 1 punch for the team, and suddenly we get in anywhere we want. It's crazy. But anyway, we're there, and we're there because week 29, every young person from Stockholm apparently just goes to this island to party. They call it the Stockholm Week there. So every place was just filled with people. But because it's so popular, it's very hard to get access to the island. You can only access it by either plane or boat. Planes are very expensive because it's not that commonly a travel distance. And boats were basically all sold out, but a few very bad times to travel. So we leave there Saturday in the morning at 9 a.m., which is fine, from 9 a.m. to 12. But then the ferry we have back is the next day at 5 a.m. It's the only ferry to get off the island on the Sunday. If not, you'd have to wait another day, and we didn't want to pay for any place to stay. So we just went, okay, we're going there at 9 a.m. We're going to meet up with our friends at 12, and then stay there the entire day, go out, have fun, and then take the ferry back at 5 a.m. without sleeping. Sounds like a great plan in theory. The island has more than just drinking, though. It has a nice beach. Some incredibly, like, tropical sandy beaches. You wouldn't think it's Sweden. But it was beautiful. Beautiful, nice weather. And then we went out a couple... 2 times plastic's gone me on this map, and I fear what other plastic lies in wait. But overall, point of the story is we had fun, but I got so exhausted afterwards, because... yeah, staying out for that long and getting into all these cool places was fun, but I was so fried all of yesterday. And now I'm back. Now I'm back in tip-top shape. You can follow me on Instagram to see all my adventures. I post like, I don't post regular posts, and I get roasted by my friends and Anna for this. But I do post stories every now and then. Like, I haven't posted on Insta in like a year, but it's so hard to remember to do, I feel like. I'm not that passionate about posting on Insta compared to making videos and whatnot. Posting on Insta is useless? Not useless, it's like a nice way to update your friends and, what do you say, mutuals? Your mutuals and what you're doing? Oh, they removed the little balance. Okay, nice. On what you're doing, but it can be a hassle when you feel like, you know, the experience was just as cool whether you post it or not. I'm having to go back here. So yeah, I have like pictures from TwitchCon 2024, from TwitchCon 2025, from Red Bull Faster, from a bunch of events, and it's just like, when will I post these? It feels like too much time has passed to post things from last year, you know, you can't do that. At the same time, you know, I have some great pictures, some fun memories. Kind of good to just put them up and then be done with it. But that's my yapping over. Hope you guys have had a good weekend as well. Oh, look at this, different. Yeah, here we would have to go from like very thin balancing. Now here, hold left, hold left, hold left, hold left, right tap, left, and brake taps. Yo, they just made the entire jump unnecessary. Okay. I thought you still had a gap here of some kind, but no gap. Okay. That's very forgiving. Here we have a gap, but kind of hard to fail it, I think. And if you do, there's backups. This pool is gonna, yeah, this pool is gonna be a lot closer, so I'm not gonna overjump. Put myself in a dangerous spot. Used to throwback hashtag. That's a good save. That's a good save. That's a pro save. People do this with like the picture dump, right? Picture dump from last summer. And then just you do everything in one. And then you're caught up. By the way, you can see the leaderboard. So 192 people have gotten this far on the map. And we'll see how it decreases as we go on. I'm guessing just now that even if you try to EC5 floor 6, it's still gonna be a big challenge. That's my guess. I don't know what else. Floor 5 maybe? Floor 5 was a big stopper for a lot of people on the real map. So it might be here too. So let's maybe lock in a bit for that. So far a lot of yapping, which is not good GPS. Like if you turn on Google Maps and it just goes telling you stories, it's not the most useful thing to follow, but... Oh, here they have a safety pool. So if you fall, you just land in the pool. Is the leaderboard a plugin? Yeah, it's called Dips++. Highly recommend if you play this map to download it. It will put up the leaderboard and the height ranking and everything. Show you how far you've climbed, your progression percentage-wise. Yeah, it's nice. PB. Oh my, that might be a respawn. Or just I could fall off the map. Okay, no. Respawn as I meant like looping back. Yeah, I jumped too low. Trying to isolate the entire thing. Hoppa. Yeah, here I usually deny slides, so let's try that. Yeah, that should still be fine. There we are. Second gear here makes this slide a lot easier than first gear. So just make sure you're fast enough for second gear. And then I kind of just let this go for as long. You don't have to let it go all the way to this part. You can stop and gather speed and whatnot. There's a hole here, which... Okay. Normal jump works. Here I aim for the branches, what you want to call that, in the distance. Makes you land always on the platform. Long ice slide, and you can release like last second to straighten out. There's also a fence. Now here there's a couple ways of doing this. There is a backward strategy if you're not comfortable with sideways. What I try to do is keep the car perfectly sideways. And they've added fences, which is very kind of them. It's gonna make it a bit easier. Yeah, here you don't even need to worry. If editor puts this on screen, the backward strategy is the way to go there for 100% guarantee. And then we move up the bridge. This jump is shorter, I can tell. One extra platform. Long ice slide here, and ooh, not too much on the inside. Else you won't make... Oh, you'll still make the drop. Okay. No jump here. Yeah, it's just very, very safe. It's actually... It feels like the mappers care about you here. No booster to mess up your drift. On regular deep slip, it felt like they couldn't care if you fell or not. But if you fell, there was a backup. But here it's like, please don't fall off our map. Here's some guardrails. It feels like playing bowling, but with the railings up, you know? That's my comparison so far. Ooh. Noot noot, I forgot to say sorry, noot noot. Alright. This is still precise, and it still has the same height, so... That might be a tricky slide. I do third gear. Recommend that as well. Second gear is gonna shift up to third at some point mid-slide and make it a bit awkward for you. Okay, so they just added one extra platform. That's gonna make this drop down a bit later. Gotta adapt for that. Oh, and look at this. Aha! Yo, that honestly is how it should have been built on the original too. Giving you a bit more space, because that felt nicer to drive. The other one is just awkward. It's just difficulty by being awkward. Jump up here. Second gear here important. Quite sharp slide and then sharp again. Oh, also easier. I like it. Go up on the sign. You have a bottom rail, but no wall here. Yeah, there you could fall off if you don't slow down in time. So it is quite failable. And we get to floor 6. So now I'm 110th. I predict by the end of this floor we're like 30th. If it's remained even remotely as difficult. Wait, what's going on here? Does the bumper route exist? Oh, with a plastic wall behind. And then what's this? Wait, sorry, I'm confused. I think everyone's having the same experience here, but... Ah, so you can just jump here is what they want you to do. I mean, the bumper works, though, as like a speed strat. Yeah, because this is the kind of thing that can trip you up, you know? Like, the map looks slightly different for the sake of being easier. Going for world record today? On this, not necessarily. But on... Oh. Yo, that was tough. Yeah, I'd recommend going the long way around here. The one that I saw but didn't do. Wall hug. Okay, that should be, I think, easier with the boosters, actually. Here you don't have to go direct. They made it easier. Don't don't accelerate when the car is backwards. Helps a bit. Although, honestly, the jump was fine afterwards. Shallow angle here is what I do. So try to make sure the car has a less than 90-degree angle when I enter the booster. And you can climb it and then sharp at the end. Okay, now this feature is probably going to be the same. I don't know how you could make this... Maybe more space, honestly. Yeah, so you have a little bit more space, I guess. Then let's see. Typically I slide up. Get to third gear. Try to jump towards the wall. Just gonna go for this as normal and hope that it's the same. Yes, you do this, you do that. I have enough speed. Oh yeah, this is still difficult. So yeah, here guys, we're gonna see a huge drop off, I think. It's already 59th with this height. So about half the players that got this far did not make that jump, I think. And if we go higher, it should be even more. So that jump is a real skill test. I might be able to do some post-commentary on that one to explain it. Hello, it's me from the future. I just want to real quick explain that jump on floor 6 again, because I think a lot of people are going to get bottlenecked here. If you want to do it the intended way, you start with a smooth bobsleigh turn, and it's important to immediately steer right at the exit of it, then release accelerate across the turbo so you don't get slowed down by it, then reactivate accelerate to ice slide out of the spin, press left into the wall, and you can land with the front right tire on the plastic first. Then when you land, hold right to accelerate against it, And the car is going to spin, and you stop the spin with a counter steer midair so that the nose points a bit up. Doesn't have to be too much. Try to keep a diagonal angle and do left and right taps to adjust. However, there's also 2 extra things you should know. There is a safe path here. So if you fail the jump the intended way, you can go up this little ramp that you might see to the right at this frame. And once you're in the dirt, you don't have to go only on the dirt. You can wait until the ice, and just before the ice, press left only, and then your car will jump up. This is the intended way by the mapper, Burlypog. Hope it helps. Good luck with your climb. We drive up, and oh, still 59th. Okay, floor 7. Yeah, there's a wall here that's actually really comfortable. I was so scared during the event that we would fall there at some point. Also, I'm seeing some super chats and stuff. I'll let that wait until after the run. But yeah. Up to floor 7. I like here to take speed from this platform to get 3rd gear for the next ice slide, but it might not be that hard. But still, you should know, like, 3rd gear is really nice for ice slides. It used to be regarded as the difficult gear to drive ice slides in, and it is only at really high speeds. Here I can turtle, actually. But we're fine. Drive down. Again, if I could get 3rd gear, I'd be happy. I do have 3rd gear. And yeah, if you don't have the data in the bottom right, there's a plugin called Speedometer, which will help you inform about which gears to drive in. Or which gears you are driving in, rather. Okay, so we jump up. Here it's very important to not hold accelerate while you're backwards. So I drop down. Now I go off accelerate here. Accelerate again just before you hit the wall, and you get... Okay. I don't know what we're driving. Like, there was no jump. You don't need that at all, apparently. It was just a very easy slide. Okay, here I'm gonna again be responsible. Drive up, try to get 2nd gear. No, that's too slow actually. So let's go back. Yeah, so just turn around, make sure you have 2nd gear. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just typically you want to start an ice slide like this. Oh, yeah. Okay, the habits, but look, we're being professional about this. We don't know what's coming up. We're being professional. Start the ice slide here early and try to overlap the skid marks. And steer left on the booster. And if you just jump, it'll be enough. You don't crash. Straight in the car. Floor 8. Softly overshooting, yeah. Here I try to get 3rd gear, but it's a little awkward. I'm guessing there's no jump, but yeah. 3rd gear, and then you can start going sharp. Oh, there is a gap. That gap is still the same. So yeah, 3rd gear by having a shallow ice slide and then extending it after the gear up happens. Looking at inputs will help with understanding that one. Straight line jump here should be the same gap, I think. Yeah. Now here you start the ice slide, do a couple of brake taps, let it hold, and then release at the end. Straighten out. Get a booster. You need 184, I think it was, to make it up. And you get up here. Wait, I'm getting called. I'm not gonna pick up the phone. Sorry to whoever's calling. We make it up the wall. There, it's important to enter it backwards. Enter the wall backwards so that your car kind of snaps forwards. That's also... Oi, I just realized. I was not ready for the drop down. Are we okay? Yeah, the call very much so lagged my brain. How does he not know I'm streaming? It's one of my best friends. Bro, check the stream. Like, he watches my stream, guys. I wouldn't say this for a random person, but he usually watches my stream. So he should know. Yeah, this recovery might be a bit tricky. I slide both ways. That's nice that it's there, though. You don't have to drive the entire floor again. So we go lower. And then steer up as you're entering that last piece of road, and then... Okay, I have 3rd gear. I'm assuming this is more gentle. Yeah, red booster, straighten out before it. Oh, a lot of speed. You're gonna easily overshoot that. And then drop down. And ice slide. And make it 90 degrees just as you go up. That speed check is hard. That is a very hard speed check, honestly, for what should be an easy map. Like, that one and the one on floor 6 will have a lot of players stumped. Again, I think it's going to be a bit hard to explain everything in real time, so I'll try to add like a post explanation for this. Alright, it's me again. Just wanted to explain the jump on floor 8 since I thought it might be difficult. I have noticed that here they also put a safe path, but the main thing to get this to work is that since you're in 4th gear when you land, you want a shallow ice slide angle. The ice slide does not have to be 90 degrees sideways. This can be like 75 degrees or something, where the car is actually speed sliding. So you try to hold off for a long time, and then when you go up, it's important that the car is 90 degrees towards the quarter pipe block. So if you use this blue line here to aim, your car should be 90 degrees sideways. As it jumps, that's how it's going to get the most height. However, they have made a safe path that you just saw below, so maybe it's not going to be that difficult, but this general principle might help on other floors too. Like, life is full of surprises. Something about my mom on Tinder here. Yeah. I remember that quote. Thank you, Burley. Now we have this. I'm assuming you can definitely do the Mikmo strat. Set up here. Drive down. Where? Oh, it's just straight line. I'm so used to going a bit left here, but yeah, just straight line. That will make it easily. Floor 9 now. And here, if it's anything like the other one, on the real map, you go high, you go to the shadow, because then you can go down to the middle of this loop. You set up at the late part of that loop, you ice slide, and you don't need it at all. Okay. It's always interesting to find out like what you need and don't. But yeah, so far this map, for a beginner, comes down to... Okay, well, hold on. It's this gap, it has to be here, right? There's no gap. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so far this map comes down to 2 jumps if you're a beginner, I think. Generally. Not like pure beginner, but like... You know ice physics, but you're not an ice expert kind of thing. Regular bobsleigh entry here is advised. Drive down, ice slide up. Back it. There's no low gap, that's good. That's comfortable to drive. Turn around. And here you're looking for a slightly high approach on this wall, so it pushes you down right. And it makes the car so flat onto the wall entry. There's water, right? Uh-oh. Okay, thank God. Yeah, that speed check is still the same. You need a very shallow ice slide angle to make that one. I've never had it that sketched where I'm like genuinely at risk of falling off the map. That was close. Straight line here, press forward, nothing to worry about, and you're floor 10. So this is the last floor of Easy Dip. I'm guessing it has a lot of the same difficulty because it's supposed to be like a final boss. So here we might have we might not see that much changed. This is all the same for now. Turn around. Second gear for this one, yeah. So it's the same distance, but the trees are gone. Land in a spin. No gap here, and it looks like you don't even need the ice slide close because there's no snow. That's nice. Just gently progress. For this next jump, it's important to have 100% icy and wet tires, which you will have if it's your first try here. If it's your second, you might want to go to the pool first. Just a heads up. So you need 100% icy wet tires to have grip on this plastic to steer left over the barrier. Third gear, and then a snap, like a sharp ice slide, follow the curve, and try to slow down on the landing. Now next part, if you're a keyboard player, even controller, I'd say action key 4, and accelerate from about here. You can full speed up, but also releasing is fine. And then once you're jumping up, just make sure now at the end here that you full steer left and just hold it. Oh, they made it easier too. Yeah, you should be able to get that easily. Stay low speed here, so you keep first gear and ice slide late. And try to jump up at the very edge of the bobsleigh block. Here, just take your time setting up. You want to go close to this wall, but stay high for a long time. And then you can turn around late. All good. Next slide, you get second gear. And then you can start it. And the pillars are gone, okay. So you can ice slide up here with speed, or you can just drive straight up if you're slow. I'm guessing the flags are gone now and the platform's going to be a bit wider. It looks like it. Yeah, lots of space here. Nothing to worry about. Then we go slow, drop down. And then... Oh, this is a bit hard, yeah. I've always struggled with this one. Estimating how much you have to brake tap there. So that might be a bit of a tough jump. You can set up here, and I would go again here. If you have like a bad gear up from reverse gear to first gear, I would go again. So just wait a bit at the top and then accelerate. And now the gear up was good. We jump high, we make it to the water. And then the pillar has to be gone. The pillar here was so annoying. It surely is gone, right? Yeah, it's gone, okay. Yes, now you can set up. You can set up from about here. It's not too important. 124 speed, I think, was my lower boundary. So yeah, 129. Turn around a bit late. And then just straighten out. We ice slide up. The bridge has been covered. Very nice. I turn around here for setup, and then turn around here again. Not necessary, but let's see this jump now. Release to stay in first gear, and it's made significantly easier. We have the bowl. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for our favorite feature. I almost fell out here. The bowl is made even safer by the looks of it. Yeah, here you steer up at the very end of the dirt, then left to ice slide up the wall. And then if you air brake on the way down, you get a clean jump. Oh, that's nice. The plastic. Should have been there on the original too. I like that. Here I set up with an angle outwardly. Get second gear, brake tap, drop down, ice slide back, and then just hold accelerate, straighten out the jump. No trees, so you just do a snow slide, try to make the skid marks overlap. And then the other way. Carry this all the way. And... okay, it's the same jump. I just had to make sure. I didn't know what we're going into now. Yes, it's the same jump as on the original. One block to the right. You can take your time with this one. Now we're here. And... oh, and then it just starts like this. Okay, so... let's see what we do for the roof. I'm guessing it's the same pattern. Where you can do all left. Oh, and there's slow motion blocks as well. Yeah, so you can do 2 paths here. Is that double? Okay, yeah. So the bridges are doubled compared to the regular map. The easiest path to remember here is just every turn go left. Like, it's so much easier than what, like, Alcon was doing. I think Lars did this one as well, from what I remember, in his finish. For the uphill, you might have to get extra speed. Like this. Just drive back up the hill and then go. And then here... can be a bit tricky with the cameras actually to see what you're doing. And you would think slow-mo here is a helper, but honestly, it's just gonna screw with your muscle memory. Like, unless you have a lot of slow-mo experience, we're talking 10 years, 3,000 records kind of thing, you should probably stay away from the slow-mo. Go over the bridges. Over this bridge. And then get some speed and go and try to stay middle. This might not be... okay, still gonna reach. We drive up the spire. Jump into the water. Go for some extra speed. And get to the chopper. And that is how you beat chill slip, easy slip as it's called. Not gonna cry this time. We can post it on Twitter and show that I actually have normal reactions to finishing maps that are easy. And so you might infer by the difficulty that if I cry, it's actually kind of a hard map. But that's how you do it. Hope it helps. Hope it was fun to watch. Thank you for watching my climb. Subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate it.